Yeah. So, do we want to talk about the Pope?
Yeah, sure.
Pope?
I mean,
of course, I want to say it was very anticlimactic.
Horribly agreed.
I really thought it would be Tagle, the Filipino one. Or at least, like, I don't know, like, American, it seems so tacky. It just sounds tacky. I know he has Peruvian citizenship. He spent most of his life in Peru. But I don't know, it felt like when, obviously they say it in Latin. So I was like, did I heard it right? Because he said, like, the name.
Yeah.
And then he said, like, Chicago. And I was like, hold the, like...
Chicago was...
What?
Chicago was never meant to be said in Latin. That's just like
Chicago is this declination.
Yeah,
that's very, very, very weird. And then there were a few American flags, U.S. flags in the audience, and those people went crazy. I'm like, but also the confidence of people from the U.S. that. It was such a wild card that this guy won, but they still brought the U.S. flags, and they were like, hell yeah, like, it's definitely going to be our guy, and we're going to, like, represent here.
There are, yeah, absolutely a wild card. There are people who've, like, lost their house on Fanta Papa, the sports betting Pope.
Which is,
app.
You know,
he was
how did that happen? Because I found out, like, right after we recorded that show that, like, betting on the conclave has been illegal for like 400 years.
Don't worry about it.
Nah, fucking betting apps. It's anything that you can think of. They will try and make you bet.
But it's just like, imagine though that we've, like, regressed past the point of, like, you know, when the Catholic Church deems something bad, which is then kind of like, it's like,
don't worry. Like, I've. My betting Pope app has run out of servers in Curacao.
You know what it must be? It's probably like when I went to I've talked about this experience multiple times on the show, where Yulia and I went to, like, an anti-racist event in Latvia, and then, like, at the end of it, everyone in the group was like, "Oh, I'm racist, and I'm glad that, like, everyone else is racist." So I realized that it's, like, normal and okay. And that was the lesson that they all learned at the end of the thing. Shows how great of a country Latvia is. And bless the woman who, like, of course, white Latvian woman with dreadlocks who did the whole anti-racism event. But then we were, like, talking to a guy afterwards who then said this thing of, like, oh, well, a lot of Latvians just kind of, like, view it in the sense of, like, anything that the Soviet Union told them, they must do the exact opposite. Because that's like, it explains, like, a lot of the, like, hyper reactionary politics and shit. But yeah, so maybe it's that. Maybe it is exactly that, then, that we've reached the area where then it's like, well, the Catholic Church tells me that then, you know, gambling's bad. Therefore, the Catholic Church is lying to me. And actually, gambling is good.
Why don't you want to gamble? What are you, a pedophile? Yeah, fuck you.
A pedophile would never gamble.
Yeah, no. Even though they gamble with the law every day. God damn it. I know Milo set out a tweet there that I feel like perfectly captures the situation of American Pope. Seems like I have the same reaction to American Pope as Belgian rapper.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not
Take
really
that back.
Meant to be
Take that back, Ciarán. I showed you that little French man.
He's French. That's fine.
No, he's actually French Swiss. Learned. He's Swiss technically.
Swiss French, yeah. Anyway, I'm also now decided I'm subscribing to six continent worldview. So he's actually the second American Pope.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, it is one continent. The idea that it's North and South America is stupid.
Yeah, no, second American Pope. First Usonian. I'm bringing back the term Usonian from the 1800s.
But
we could have had a Mohammedan as a Pope, Ciarán.
honestly, like, there should be a more normal word to say person from the US, because it is quite annoying to say American when you talk about these people specifically. Or literally every Latin American person gets annoyed at that, and they hate that.
Yeah, because like the Spanish word for someone from the US is basically Usonian, right? It's like Estados Unidos and
estadounidense.
I'm sorry. I want to clip that reaction of yours and make that into a thing that we just can press a button for on the show constantly.
Whoa.
That was a very Spanish.
That was the most Spanish you've ever been on this show ever, I think.
Yeah. It's just, honestly, my Spanish is just declining because I don't use Spanish. I don't speak Spanish.
Salute.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I know it's my anti-colonial action.
I can't spell English correctly. This is anti-colonial.
You know what? My favorite type of like anti-imperialist German. Sorry, because like Uma and I just gave the fist, which great. My favorite type of anti-imperialist, anti-colonial white German is the one who switches all of their emojis to the black emoji.
Oh yeah. It's so embarrassing.
You've never approached this person? You've never had this?
I've never seen
Oh
this.
my God. It's great. Like if you're ever in like group chats for like activist shit, there's like one or two of them that'll pop up and they're it's such a concentrated level of like, I get that you're doing the right thing, but like just leave it the Simpsons color,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's tempted me to do it as well.
No, Nick, no.
I remember someone pointing out, this was in America, someone pointing out that like, all the different like skin color emoji things is like when you go into the brown and black and it's just like, okay, person of color. The yellow emoji means white person, and then the white skin emoji means racist.
Yeah, racist. Yeah. That's the thing too, is I can imagine a lot of like the like critical white people doing that and be like, oh, see, I'm owning my just the Simpsons one. Actually, the Simpsons one should be for everyone. That's my anti-racist position. Everyone is Simpsons yellow. There is no race. Except for there's race in the Simpsons though. So never mind. I take that back.
Yeah, the French new open source operating system, we finally like do the China thing and cut ourselves off from American tech.
Yeah,
like there will be no emoji choice color. It will all just be like a
mustache
yellow
man.
color, and if you try to select a different one, there's this long explanation about how the French Constitution can't acknowledge race.
I mean, like, but in terms of like what's it called? Like data collection shit, that's maybe not the weirdest one not to do. Germany doesn't do it either.
Yeah, no, that's good. But like how it operates in France is like, hey, we're trying, as an NGO, we're trying to conduct a survey to see if like people of color in France were disproportionately affected by. Like,
what do you mean? Everyone is Simpsons yellow.
Yeah, and then they're just like, no, you can't do that. That would be racist. You can't like investigate to see if like racism is happening in France because that would be racist. Is kind of how that ends up being enacted a lot of the time.
France is so not the real place.
Bonjour, welcome to Springfield.
It's not. Everyone dresses like a Smurf. Most French cities outside of Paris are basically a Rayman level. Don't worry about it.
You're so obsessed with Rayman now, which I love.
It's just because like Ubisoft just dropped him, and it's just like
I will avenge my fallen brother.
Back. That fucker taught me maths.
Yeah, you know what though, Ciarán. Speaking of France, I do love that my two dads met each other.
Oh yeah. The ultimate like, chat, is this real?
Yeah. Of course it's real. Yeah. Why would it not be real?
Yeah, Merz and Macron doing the little selfie thing together, because like Macron's still doing the whole like.
Did you see that?
Relatable.
Yeah. Did you see that Macron like added a song?
Which song?
He fucking added a Coldplay song.
Hold on.
It was all yellow.
Oh my god! Sorry. A sky full of stars.
Yes.
Are they getting married?
I hope so.
True,
I mean, maybe France and Germany, like, we're back, baby.
I mean, they announced like a joint security council thing at the same time.
Also,
so.
I feel like Macron is on his tippy toes or something because he doesn't look that much shorter.
No, yeah,
than
Macron.
Matt. And Matt is way taller than.
Yeah,
than
Macron is shorter
like
than me,
1 meter
and
tall.
I'm short.
Yeah.
Thank
Which
you.
This gives the whole thing a kind of like I'm with my dad vibe. Because like.
Yeah, it's very weird. Mit einem neuen guten Freund. Sorry, it's just I kind of saw it when you sent it, when Julia sent it in the group chat. But wow, a sky full of stars. That's so romantic.
It's so good. Like, do you imagine they did like the whole like scene from Garden State where like he just like gives him the headphones and there's like listen to this and it's just Coldplay. It's like wow, that is
Europe.
Really
I hate to like break it to people who aren't aware, but that was probably
why they picked it, right? EU flag, right? Sky full of stars.
Yeah,
that's 100% the justification.
Oh,
right? Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Europe as well, I guess before we go into the main episode, one little tidbit of pop culture news. Did you have you heard Kanye West's new song?
No.
Is it featuring Varg? Did he finally get the collab?
It is N-word Heil Hitler.
Oh. Hey, welcome to your weekly corner. Like, what do we respond to this? How do I respond to that?
I mean, yeah.
The man just needs a hug. Like,
at this point, I'm sorry, I'm done. Like, with people feeling sympathy for him. Like, you have all the. Sorry, no, I wanted to check the lyrics.
I'm not putting that into Google.
Of course. I didn't put the N-word into Google.
You guys are scared. I did it. I just deleted my history immediately afterwards.
The thing, like, with the past Kanye song of N-words in Paris, you could also like tell Alexa friends in Paris. So
or in Paris.
Friends Heil Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the first article is the Times of Israel. So I'm not clicking into that either. The second one, the Jerusalem Post. Hey. Oh, Jesus fuck. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm done feeling sympathy for Kanye West. Like he can, I don't know. You're a billionaire. Like, get a fucking therapy. Like, I don't know. Whatever.
He just like, I mean, yeah, he's on a never-ending fucking manic episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kanye West is the motivation for me to take my medication. I've said this multiple times.
And I'm joined by it's me, Ciarán, and I'm.
Oh my god! Sorry. Hi.
Oh.
No, it's fine. Like,
yo, what's up? It's me, Black Hitler.
Oh Jesus! We're gonna get
solid
canceled.
30 Rock bit.
Yeah. Also, like that Czech magazine. Remember?
Oh, shit. Oh, what is that stupid Czech magazine that exists?
I don't know.
I need. It's going to drive me insane because that whole magazine exists to like was doing what Kanye is doing now.
Yeah, N-word Heil Hitler.
Basically. Czech far right magazine.
Black Hitler.
Actually, I probably should just put in Black Hitler. That would definitely get it to me, right? No. God damn it. Because it is like that was them, I believe, responding to Black Lives. Yeah, it was them responding to Black Lives Matter.
Queen.
That like them focusing on. Again, the French approach to racism of like, oh, by focusing on
Black
people, you are being racist. The
European mind is truly an enigma sometimes.
God, I can't see the name of the magazine because it's blocked by Black Hitler's afro. Oh,
goddamn woke has destroyed Europe.
Reflex. The name of the magazine.
This is fucking DEI all over again, Ciarán. How dare they?
Reflex, for anyone who doesn't know, because this is old Corner Späti lore, has like Kanye making these song titles is what Reflex is doing with its like magazine covers, because it was like other classics include like Merkel and a hijab and stuff like that. Like it's all just.
I'm just wondering, what's the worst part of that title to say though? Actually, like, because I've just been saying N-word Heil Hitler, but I think the whole title can be like technically said in Germany.
I mean, as a white person, you can say the second part.
What?
What?
That's our word?
That's our word?
No.
I hate to say it, as a white person, I think I feel more comfortable saying the N-word than Heil Hitler.
I mean, like, technically, obviously, like, don't say it, but, you know, it's more.
I think we can just call it Kanye's newest song. And even when he releases more after this, we'll all know what we mean when we say Kanye's newest song.
Partner 88, I guess we can just call it, right?
Yeah, but even using the 88 is like a real.
God damn it! Not that we can't do anything in this. You know, see, this is what woke has done to us. I can't call. I can't say the name of Kanye's newest song. I'll get canceled.
No, this is the episode that gets us canceled, I think.
No, that's impossible at this point.
I think this one British quote unquote journalist will take the clip of Nick saying Heil Hitler.
Corner Späti confirmed Nazbol podcast. Yeah, just a supercut of me saying just Heil Hitler nonstop. Yeah,
like this is our first video podcast episode, so with all this footage of us shaking our heads, everyone knows that we disagree with Kanye West.
Guys, I'm wearing a full SS uniform, ironically.
Like Ramstein.
Yeah, I found it in my. I don't know where. I have no excuse.
My UV gay, just like has.
Whole closet full of this shit.
I do like how Reflex magazine, if anyone just wants to give that like a quick, like just Reflex magazine, put that into Google image search, does give the whole like impression of I don't understand how anyone in the Czech Republic buys that magazine. Because like even if you were interested in reading its contents, it's designed in such a way that you cannot go anywhere remotely in public doing this. Like, isn't it like it's a common complaint that like any book about like World War II will just have like a giant swastika on the front of it, and
or like, fucking Hitler's face.
And and it's just like the book is very critical of these things, but. Why? I can't read this in public now.
I don't think I've ever, as a fucking major on this, I've never read any of these books in public because I know I'm gonna get my ass beat.
It's so fucking weird. Anyway, speaking of so fucking weird, before we get onto our main topic today, I do have to bring up one wonderful piece of news. Which is someone we haven't heard from in a bit, which is we've got a Christian Lindner update. I think Nick knows about this already.
It's the most Christian Lindner story I think that's ever existed. Even more so the fact than of him collapsing the government.
Okay, go on.
All right. Okay, before we get to the thing that Nick is thinking about, I do want to say that we did miss the a thing we missed about Christian Lindner was that he was like throughout the entirety of like the traffic light coalition, he was texting back and forth with the CEO of Porsche.
I love your work.
Well, we'll get to that in a second because through the other story we found out what car he drives.
What, a 911?
Oh no. So yeah, he was texting them. What is it? Oliver Blume is the current CEO of Porsche. This was like a handful of the texts had to be made public record because it was like, yeah, this was definitely like lobbying. So it was made public record. And it was only investigated because Oliver Blume, the CEO of like Porsche, kept bragging about all these like legislation the traffic light coalition government was passing, being like, oh yeah, I did that. It's from chatting to Christian that I was able to get that done. Aren't I great?
What kind of car does Christian Lindner drive, by the way? I'm curious.
Oh, we'll get into it with the main Christian Lindner news, which is
Okay.
Oh, because of absolutely. No, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yes, I know.
Okay, for the listeners. So shout out to the Berliner, who've been doing some pretty decent reporting. They talked to like that tattoo artist who was detained by ICE while trying to travel to America and stuff. Good journalism. But also, far more relevant to this podcast is that according to Bild, Christian Lindner has reportedly killed a man's dog running over a small Norfolk Terrier with his car outside of an Italian restaurant in Charlottenburg.
R.I.P.
That entire the more that it went on, an Italian restaurant in Charlotte, of course.
But the way that the Berliner like wrote the headline, like
so just like
what was it like? Just like,
it's like
Lindner kills the dog.
Christian Lindner kills someone's dog or whatever.
Which is really sad. I would kill him with my own hands if he had killed my dog. But just the way that it was reported was chef's kiss.
So through this story, we do find out that Christian Lindner drives a Mini.
I mean, and you don't see a dog when you're driving a Mini?
That's a Mini. That's owned by BMW.
Yeah,
he's a traitor to his own favorite company.
Yeah,
Terrier is like really small. Or what's
I mean, I
would assume so with the name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not like he was in one of those like supersized SUVs that just exist to kill toddlers and like cyclists or anything like that.
Oh, he's so sweet. Yeah, I mean, but still, it's exactly. It's a Mini. Like, how the fuck did you not see? Because I assume the dog wasn't on its own. Like, the owner must have been like.
Well,
I mean, all right. I don't want to defend Christian Lindner here, but like Germans just like let their dogs run around. Like it is like I can imagine dog off leash, tiny. You can't see it.
Children.
What? Yeah, dogs and children.
The
like don't care.
I was it's like a culture shock thing because like everyone in Ireland has their dogs on leads and like off leash spaces are just very rare. But I was very impressed when I moved to Berlin seeing people with their dogs, like some of them going crazy, but then other dogs off lead being like very obedient and like following along and like being very good boys. And I'm just like, how? There's a million smells around. It's Berlin in the summer. How is this happening?
It's really funny to see these dogs and they know that they're superior. Like they're like, I'm so trained that, and they just like look around, like, and when another dog comes up to them, they're just like, judging them, like, what are you doing? But that's a minority though. I've seen so many dogs just go batshit crazy and they're off leash, and it's just like, especially Berlin, as you said, there's so many stimuli and like it's so big.
Yeah. My dogs have eaten at least like their own body weight in kebab, discarded kebab. Absolutely. So anyway, this dog was off lead as far as we can tell from the context of the story. However, the person who owns the dog is also a known individual. Because the owner of the dog is a known film producer, a one Wolf Bauer.
Sorry, wait, no, I need to see if he posted about it.
Well, no, he told the press that Christian Lindner didn't even introduce himself after killing his dog, and that they did not in any way exchange details. There's no like means for him to like, because what like Germans have like incident insurance, right, and things like that. So this is the kind of thing that would cover. And apparently they did not exchange details, and Christian Lindner did not like introduce himself after killing this guy's dog.
I mean, when you're already on such a low, I can understand it. Like, what's more, The only thing that you can do worse than just like collapsing the government, collapsing your own party, after all of that, is to then accidentally kill someone's dog.
Kill a small dog.
Yeah, kill a tiny dog. Like I would have just gone home and ended it there. Like my life couldn't get like no more bad energy can come my way at that point. I have to end it.
I'm sorry I killed your dog. I'm dealing with mental health. Signed, Christian Lindner. I thought a bowl of spaghetti would help, but apparently no.
What is this? Politico is the fucking weird. Sorry, it's just like I put on Google like Lindner kills a dog to see like, well, it says that the dog owner and I didn't exchange contact information, and he didn't introduce himself to me. Lindner said, "I'm very sorry the dog died." And then just Politico goes on this weird ass like he owns a Porsche, which he was not driving at the time of the accident. It's just like I don't know, it's stupid.
Why do you have to?
Why do you have to say he owns a Porsche?
Why are you trying to like save face for this man?
Yeah.
Like it's so like
trust us. He's rich.
Yeah, like he's super cool and rich. Don't let the fact that he killed this like
with his
dog.
like city sprinter little mini that he has, because obviously he owns multiple cars.
Yeah, like a car that the various Axel Springer like editorial room would mock for being like
gay.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. Go back to thinking how cool he is.
Yeah, that's the reason why he tanked
murdered a dog covered in marinara sauce. Just
no, but the reason why he tanked the FDP as well, because everyone in the party just kept calling him the F slur because of his little mini.
The Pope.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah, he's like we'll talk about Vatican City. He was talking about Berlin's government, the FDP.
Anyway. We have to talk about something that we've put off because Uma wasn't here for the last episode.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We want to talk about Spain.
We do have to talk about not only Spain, the Iberian Peninsula.
What's that? I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And also a little bit of like the French Basque country apparently also got this as well. Uma, you flew into the blackout. What was that like?
Very dark. Well, obviously it was okay. So it was really, really weird because I was texting my family because I was supposed to land at 12:30 at night. So I wanted to make sure that my parents were like gonna come pick me up because there's no public transport at that hour. So I was texting them and it was just not delivering to either of them. And I tried calling, and it was immediately like just not like sending me saying that it's this phone is disconnected or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck, did they not pay their bill or something? Like, and then I started getting worried and I call my brother, he's also not picking up. Like nobody, I'm literally reaching out to my aunt who lives nearby them, just like, hey, are my parents at home? Also not delivering. I'm like, what the fuck? And I wasn't working that day, so I didn't think to check the news. And then at some point later, I do check the news, and it's like, what the fuck? There's just a blackout, as you said, in the whole Iberian Peninsula in parts of the south of France. And yeah, I mean, there's been different reactions to it. So on the day of, obviously, there was no reaction. I mean, you couldn't really do anything. And when I flew in, you could see parts were still black, completely black. It was at night. And driving into Barcelona, some streets still had no power. So you could see like cops patrolling the streets because they were completely, like, you could not see a fucking thing. It was crazy. It was really, really eerie. It kind of reminded me of like COVID times, but just obviously with no light. But then, I mean, yeah, the Spanish government still hasn't officially, as now, as time of recording, said what happened. They're still being very cautious to confirm or not what happened. As far as I know, maybe I did miss. Did you see something in your research, Ciarán?
Yeah, so this is like kind of big news. Oh no, it's very big news. In terms of like, there was a lot of like bullshit stories going around. I heard from, because I also have family in Spain, and there was a thing of like, my parents live in a very rural area, so their cell tower was fine, so they were still able to use their phones. So I was able to like, they didn't want to like I was able to do a couple of texts with them because they're like, we need to conserve the battery on this, so we don't want to do like a long phone call or anything, but we are fine. And then
non-stop scrolling TikTok.
Yeah,
I need to conserve the battery. Shut up, Ciarán. Fucking leave me alone.
On my mom's phone is TikTok. My dad's phone is Red Note, and they're just watching both. Yeah, and then in Seville, my sister and brother-in-law had like lost everything. The cell towers had gone down as well. Exactly. They had no like, and like I heard stories of people going to like the bazaars or like the China shops, to like the places that sell everything in Spain, owned and usually run by Chinese people, to buy like radios, battery powered radios and stuff, and some other things. Apparently the first story that was being circulated, and even by like official news sources, was the whole like cyber attack stuff.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was just going crazy with theories, I feel like. Many were saying the cyber attack, many others were saying, because I believe a Portuguese company said that it was probably due some climate thing, like the falling and raising temperatures in whatever these servers are kind of just fucked them up and created some sort of affected the servers somehow, or servers, or whatever it is called. I'm not an electrician.
The problem is like the grid. I think that was the term.
Yeah, they were saying that like the problem was that some VATs went missing. I'm like, how does that even happen? Like, how can you lose electricity? I don't understand.
I don't know how electricity even works, okay?
What does it look like?
I don't like, that's one of the things of just like, like there's things in science that I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, that makes perfect sense. Electricity is magic. You could like, whenever it's like the sense of that meme of like, oh, you know, this would blow the mind of like a Victorian child. Electricity blows my mind. I am said Victorian child.
I'm there learning about electricity, eating my flaming hot Doritos, dying like a European peasant.
Yeah.
But yeah, so everybody, it was interesting to see the reactions to it, because many people thought that, oh, everyone's gonna be crazy, everyone's gonna just, go to the supermarkets and stock and everything, like when the pandemic happened. And it happened a little bit, but it wasn't as bad as people think, at least in Spain. Like, I feel like Spanish people have so little faith in other Spanish people that they thought like, oh, all these like peasants are just gonna go to the supermarket and raid it, or like to these bazaars, the bazares, and raid the batteries and whatever. It's like
they're gonna make their own electricity at home.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of did happen, but because people didn't know what was going on. I think that's very understandable. Like, everything just shuts down and you're supposed to just be chill about. I mean, but then there was the reaction of like very chill people. Just there's this video that went viral of this very drunk man already. He had been there since before the power went out, at a bar, in a terrace in a bar. And he was just like, oh, the only shit thing is that the beer is not cold, but hey, it's fine. Whatever.
We'll just switch to red wine. It's grand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I heard some people talking about like after an hour or so it just kind of became a bit chill and everyone was just like talking to their neighbors and stuff.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
but then we get like political fallout even after the power comes on. There's some interesting stuff because you're right, like the Spanish government has been kind of like I don't know, I kind of think rightfully tight-lipped about this because it's just like it's probably like a very boring engineering problem. Like people forget like there was chaos caused in like North America with a bunch of flights like I think a year and a half ago, and it was due to like a Windows update causing like a software. And everyone was like, "Oh God, it's the Russians or something."
And also they don't want to feed into these conspiracy theories that are going around, like the cyber attack or the
I mean, I was talking to my family and they were like, oh cyber attack stuff, and I was just like, there's never really been a cyber attack that hasn't been like immediately claimed.
Exactly.
Like, they usually, the person who does it, like, oh, it won't be Russia, but it will be like a Russian hacker group that's just like very friendly with the state, and they'll claim it, and we'll all know that actually means it was Russia. Yada yada yada. Exactly. That hasn't happened. Whereas like what seems to be the problem, first thing like the Financial Times did, which I found very interesting, was like, no one in Spain is speaking to us. I know, we're going to like electrical engineers in France. What the fuck is up with the Spanish grid? And it was two kind of responses, which I found very funny. First was like the very measured, I'm a engineering nerd response. And it was like, yeah, it's probably a technical fault. It kind of seems like Spain has moved very aggressively to green energy. However, the private company that runs the grid, not the power supply, have not made all these like updates to the grid to handle green energy. Which is what Red Electronica, I believe, is the name of this company.
Red, yes, not Red.
Red. And that seems to be who Sanchez and Pasoy are blaming for like not implementing these regulations. The second response from the French, which I found very funny, and this gets into how Vox has responded, which is just like, it's because the Spaniards do not use our superior nuclear energy. It was like, yeah, just like, oh, never miss a sales opportunity, I guess.
Yeah.
And I find that very funny because that now seems to be like the Vox line is just like renewables are, a little
gay
rainbow,
or
whatever, like the Vox line. And and they've just taken on the politics of the highest bidder, which is apparently nuclear and no longer fossil fuels or whatever. So they're just kind of...
I mean, they're I don't know. I get in trouble on the podcast because I am pro-nuclear, so I won't say anything.
I mean, obviously Vox, Pepe, and all these parties took that as an opportunity to turn this into a political thing. As usual, they criticized how badly the PSOE government and Sanchez specifically handled the situation. And like, not to defend Sanchez, but what the fuck do you think? How the fuck can this be handled like in an hour? You know what I mean? Like it was handled, and by the end of the day, the grid was back on, everything was back on. Obviously all the important places like hospitals and the airport and such, they have their own power generators. So it wasn't like there was a massacre or anything like that. No. And all these politicians were mainly Abascal and Feijóo, the Vox and Pepe respectively. They were using it as a way of attacking the government, and the way they handle it is like, how the fuck do you expect them to handle it? There's no grid, there's nothing. They're trying, I assume, but it was really fucking stupid.
I am because like the way I heard that was, it's like Andalusia and Madrid, which are both like PP controlled governments.
So you won't say gay, but you'll say PP controlled.
Yeah, I will say PP controlled. Yeah, so it's just like they were the ones who were immediately like, oh, the federal government needs to come in, or not even, it's not federal, but kind of federal.
Yeah.
The like central government needs to come in, send in the army. And it seems to be it's all off the back of them being like still kind of embarrassed by Valencia, like the floods.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally get news alerts every day of the judge that is, because obviously this is being taken, the Valencia thing is being taken to the courts and everything. And every day it's literally just the judge being like, yeah, Mazón, who is the president, who is from Pepe, you lied. You keep lying. You lied.
And former Eurovision entrant.
Oh my God, true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a quick observation here, unfortunately, for Uma.
Oh, no.
What? We've unfortunately found an episode where every Spanish word that Ciarán has said has just been the same word, and then you just say it in a Spanish way. And it sounds like I spent my semester in Barcelona.
No.
I'm so sorry. Because it's like Ciarán's like central, and you're like central.
To be fair, Uma has spent several summers in Barcelona.
I know, but there hasn't been a single.
Not really, though. Not really. No, I used to.
There has not been a single word that has been different. It has just been the same word pronounced correctly.
It's like an automatic response. I don't even do it.
It's just the simple coincidence that the word has never actually been different. It's not like.
I know.
Hola, me llamo Ciarán.
Yeah, you're
soy
Ilaria Baldwin. Actually, welcome to the podcast, our fifth mic or whatever we're on now. Ilaria Baldwin, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining Corner Späti.
I am the male Hilaria Baldwin. I am Hilario Baldwin. Yeah, so
it's a me.
It's a me. I wish he would say it's a me, Hilaria Baldwin. Anyway, speaking of like the flood stuff, because this is just like the nice little button on all of this that I absolutely love is the day after the blackout, this point, the power's back on. It's all grand. Don't worry. It's the 6th month anniversary of the floods in Valencia.
Mm-hmm.
And
6 months ago? It felt like we recorded that episode like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was in October.
Yeah. However, in their infinite wisdom,
oh my God, yeah, I know what you're gonna say. I think
the European People's Party, the center-right political force in Europe that contains PP, Partido Popular, decided to hold their kind of like big "we won the European Union elections" rally in Valencia on the 6th-month anniversary.
It's just how many times are they going to spit on people's faces and people are just going to accept the spit willingly? Uma,
like don't yuck people's yums, okay?
This is clearly someone with a punishment fetish. Yeah. I'm not going to engage.
This is a kink-friendly podcast. Actually, no, it's not. I draw the line on a lot of things.
I will judge. I don't care. Anyway.
Yeah.
Not that specific kink.
No.
We're not talking about kinks. We're not talking about kinks. It just, I know, yeah. It was ridiculous. I think Ursula von der Leyen obviously was there as well. Obviously Mazón was. There was a protest outside where they were, doing the fucking conference. But yeah, it's just, and I assume they also use public Valencian money to host this.
So interesting you say that, because I find, okay, so my notes basically read, PP organized an EPP party/summit in Valencia to celebrate their victory in the EU elections. Oops, the power outage happened yesterday. Oops, it's the 6-month anniversary of the floods that killed 220 people because of PP local officials who are on trial. There's protests outside the venue. Oops.
I think, Ciarán, you need to start seeing Pepe. I think that works a little bit better. You can't say the floods. You can't
PP.
say the floods killed 200 people because of PP.
Yeah, that's good.
If I get to say piss party for Poland, I get to say PP for Spain.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. So interesting you should say about budget though, because Feijóo did try to move it because I think the day before, while the power outage was happening, and various European People's Party, EU Brussels bubble functionary were suddenly trapped in Spain because they were there in advance of this conference summit thing. He kind of started realizing, oh, this might be a disaster. And he tried the day before.
Jesus, these people, man.
He got cut off from his phone for a second. He was left alone with his thoughts, and he's like, "Oh no."
They have enough fucking brain cells to not shit themselves, and that's it. Seriously, these people are.
He kind of asked and pleaded for it to be moved to Madrid, and unfortunately, when you approach. Even when a bad idea is going to happen, and it's just on rails and something terrible is about to happen, something kind of embarrassing, you can't approach a bunch of fiscal conservatives with the idea of we can spend our way out of this. They're just going to be like, no, what are you talking about? I love money so much.
Yeah. So fucking ridiculous. But then the blackout. So how the fuck are you even gonna get to Madrid? Well, I mean, the flights were
a whole
still
bunch of
going,
people were stranded.
So,
yeah, but it was things of okay, so I have a story of Orpo, the current prime minister of Finland, who belongs to this European supergroup. He was kind of stuck there, and when he landed, he wasn't able to get the driver didn't show up that he had. The people who were meant to collect him didn't show up. These kind of knock-on effects of the local Spaniard I hired to pick me up is at this moment probably more concerned with other things, and is going to ditch on this one light job you're going to pay him minimum wage for.
Exactly.
Yeah, so shit like that happened.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, Ursula von der Leyen attended, and this was also buried in the news about this, is that Ursula von der Leyen did agree to meet the families of the victims of the flood. That's nice. In Brussels.
Did she?
I'm going to Valencia.
They're literally right there.
Come to Brussels, yeah.
What the fuck? They're literally right there, right outside the fucking conference.
No, I'm too busy with the conference.
Oh
there's only an opening in my screen.
These people. Fucking dickheads, all of them. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That was, yeah. Okay.
I mean, what can you say? It's so farcical.
Yeah, no, I know, exactly. Yeah. I don't know, the blackout thing was just, I hate all the articles, though, that are being written about, community, and we came together, and it was so lovely, because people were, one person would have a radio, usually an old person, and they would just put it outside, and everyone was listening to what the fuck was going on. And, that was, the fucking mind-blowing and so lovely, and it is don't get me wrong, obviously it is lovely, and I love community, but can we stop? It's been over a week, and every fucking day there's some article about how amazing Spain was and how amazing the communities were, and it's just just shut the fuck up, and how we need this, and how we needed this.
We need disasters for
yeah.
I do love it's community. We all came together. I was in the queue of a dark store buying batteries and water bottles, listening to someone from across the street explain how it was Russia's Mongol hordes attacking. It's finally happening.
Exactly. It's just of course it was really nice, and many people could actually get out of work, so that was the nicest part, that people suddenly had the rest of the day free, but
I mean, the people I'm most sympathetic to are like people who were on like
elevators,
cross country. Like the what?
Elevators.
Oh, elevators. Yeah, I heard a lot of stories about people. So like there was like Madrid subway and stuff, but they were like rescued pretty quickly. And that was all fine because like they're prepared for them.
Yeah. No, sorry. What you were gonna say is the AVE, right? Like the long distance trains. Yeah. Oh my god.
Because then the air conditioning goes off and you're in the middle of like central Spain with like. Yeah.
I did see a video. A girl posted a video of that. It was horrible. Like they did not have water or food for hours in the middle of nowhere, and it was a nice day as well. So the sun was beating down. It was really shit for a lot of people as well. You know. Yeah. And I did think of those people as soon as I saw that it was a blackout, and also about the people in lifts because I am claustrophobic, so I would have not made it. I would have been a dead person in that elevator. Like there was this, I don't know how this news camera, like news crew found a guy stuck in an elevator. I don't know how. And they just talked to him for hours.
Just like interview him. It was like,
literally, they were like, "So, are you okay? How are you feeling?" And the guy was like the chillest dude ever. He was like, "Yeah, I mean, you know," because it was also dark. Of course, it was just like a dark box. So he was like, "Yeah, I mean, I can't see shit, but I did just go grocery shopping, so I have some energy bars, so I'm fine."
Oh, it's I like if that happened to me, is like, "Hi, we're here from the television. How are you doing?" It's like, I can't decide which corner to shit in. I'm paralyzed by this choice. They all seem like bad options.
It's been like 5 minutes and I've already pissed myself, and like it's bad.
Yeah, it's I would not handle that well. I did have like a slight reaction of like, you know, I freaked out my other sister who lives in America because I just posted in the family group chat like, "Is everyone okay?" And she like wakes up at American time being like, What's happening? No one's responded to this.
So Russia has nuked Spain.
Yeah, Russia has nuked Spain. Apparently, my family was telling me there was a lot of a lot of belief going around the neighborhoods that it was Israel.
Oh yeah, I mean, the Spanish government is pretty critical of them, and Israel literally bombed a fucking ship in Malta.
Yeah, the other day, we didn't mention that, but
like the day before or something like that. So people in Spain were like, "Oh, it's our turn now, I guess."
First Malta,
now Spain.
I did. Yeah, we'll talk about that properly another time, I think, because that's just like that's still like ongoing, but it's just so funny of just like the reporting being like, "Oh, a drone attacked this like charity ship that tries to get food and supplies into Gaza." And it's just like, they claim it's Israel. It's like, who the fuck else? Why is there a bunch of drones in international waters? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, if it's not them, we should have another very serious conversation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, we uploaded Gaddafi to the cloud. Now he just like controls a bunch of drones in the South Mediterranean. It's actually a real problem. No one wants to talk about
just
it.
Nonstop, just like every month we'll attack Switzerland once or twice.
Yeah, just like boo you guys.
Yeah, that would be like, I mean, that would literally, it'd be very hilarious if the ghost of Gaddafi just like behaved how Israel does, just like randomly, just like once a month, just like picks a random target in Switzerland, just just demolishes it.
Or like some sort of strategic targets to try and finally make like United States of Africa.
Yeah. You know that he also tried to rewrite the Quran?
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Let me take. I love looking at like a holy text and be like, let me take a crack at this.
Yeah.
I got it.
The ego you have to have, though.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like, to be fair, it's
that was fan fiction of Twilight, and she made tons of money. I could do this.
To be fair, his like recommendations are actually just like taking away a bunch of like obvious things. He's like, of course God said this. You don't need to say God, like Allah said. It's just like
oh, he summarized it.
Yeah. Like, it kind of makes sense.
Oh, all right.
Gaddafi, full of good ideas.
Absolutely. Clip that. Don't clip the newest Kanye song.
Yeah. I mean, like, all right, we do know, like, you know, amongst friends here, you know, if anyone were to get this podcast in serious hot water, it would be me.
Yeah.
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 100%.
What are you talking about?
I've also figured out the best podcasting pose which is, what if I was in Rome and
yeah,
I
got your you're doing one of your French girls kind of pose here, I think.
No, I mean I'm a Roman noble. I'm lounging. This is how this is yeah. This is how Romans used to podcast. You know, they didn't podcast sitting up. They podcasted laying down.
That's fair, yeah. And they would say things like Visigoths, am I right? And they were like, yeah. That kill. Anyway, that's a quarter Späti, and it leads me to say that hey, GYROVISION is in like, if you're listening to this on Monday, it's in like a couple of days.
Yeah,
we have
the Gaddafi drone pointed at you.
Yeah, and the list of GYROVISION, our boycott-friendly fundraising Eurovision alternative event, 6 p.m. Lark Berlin, on Sunday, 18th of May. We like, hey, the list of people we're not giving any money to is growing longer. The EBU, Kanye West, J.K. Rowling, Faye Ho. Everyone's just not getting money from us, except for 2 Palestinian charities. We're doing with the Irish Bloc Berlin. Come down. It should be a lot of fun. Tickets are €20. Looking like there's probably going to be some available at the door, so do come on down. And with that, we will catch you
it's gonna be
on
fun.
the bonus feed. It is going to be fun. Nick got his costume
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I did. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.